Hey everybody, this is Ospreyeye from mychartcoach.com, and we're going to take a look at ticker symbol PIP. Okay, this is the big winner today. It just kept running all the way pretty much into the close. It started off with some low volume, but volume picked up and finished very strong. Let's first look at RSI and Fasto up here at 95 on RSI, so this is pushing super hard, and you've got Fasto at 96, so both indicators are at extreme overbought levels. Plus DI here had a bullish crossover on ADX, crossing ADX, and minus DI down here to the upside, so that was showing the strong move by the bulls. If you look here at the close is well above the upper Bollinger Band and above the EMA4. So if this fails to continue pushing higher tomorrow, you can see the candles work back into the bands. And so if you look down here, the first support level isn't way down here until the EMA4 at 0.708. And sometimes when you have a big run up above the upper Bollinger Band like this, you'll see a bounce off the upper Bollinger Band, and that current level is at 0.783. So this is a really, really strong close. Notice there is a gap up open, so there's an unfilled gap on the chart down here between the close on Friday and the low of day today, or the high of day on Friday and the low of day today. So that's something to always keep in mind. Notice there is a giant volume spike today. The interesting thing about this play is the big volume before the run. Notice there was a little bit of volume down here, and then on this day, big volume came in. And then it's just been heavy loading at this very tight trading range. Look how tight the Bollinger Bands are. Look how tight they were right here on another volume spike day. This to us shows heavy accumulation. There was a lot of what we call front loading. A lot of people taking positions before the breakout. I mean, heavy volume and not much change in share price. So it looks like there was what we call front loading. And today the front loaders were heavily rewarded with this 200% gain. Parabolic move on MACD on both time frames. There was a PSAR bull flip. Notice there were bullish crossovers on both MACD time frames. Okay, so this is a really strong move. If you look here on the weekly chart, okay, so on this chart, each candle represents 1 week of trading. You have a similar kind of setup with RSI at 96, so it's pushing extreme overbought levels, along with Fasto at 96.9. Both of these indicators on both the weekly and the daily time frame are signaling extreme overbought levels. And of course, I mean, it's up 200% in a day. You're going to get those kind of readings on these indicators. Once again, another strong bullish crossover on ADX, this time on the weekly chart. Very similar setup with the big move above the upper Bollinger Band. On this chart, the upper Bollinger Band's at 77 and EMA4 is at 71. Those are going to be the first support levels if the share price pulls back. Notice the huge volume down here before this move. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, the heavy loading. The share price barely moved between 35 and 40 over a couple-month period, but they were just, basically, hundreds of millions of shares traded hands. So, what is this big push for? There's a presentation. There was an announcement today. A presentation's coming up soon. I believe that was the 13th. My information may not be right. You need to check out today's recent PR. That information's available to everybody on the web. That's what sparked the big interest today. Maybe this heavy loading beforehand is for something bigger than just this one-day spike. We won't know until the future, but just something to keep in mind. There is a big gap on the chart. When a stock's breaking out like this and it's up huge, I think the best way to go is to follow the intraday charts. Notice once again, closed at 100 on Fasto. There was a big close above the upper Bollinger Band on this 15-minute chart with the high of day close. The candles may need to work back into the bands before it pushes higher, but you never know. This could have a gap up open tomorrow, but the downside is this could have a gap down open, and that happens a lot of times on stocks that run really hard during the day and push the high of day close. Sometimes they do pull back. Now that's why it's always a gamble and a risk to hold overnight. It's a 50-50 call. You could get rewarded with the gap up open, or you could get punished and there could be a gap down open. So usually the safest way to play on these types of runs is to end the day in cash. If you're still in, or you're looking to re-enter tomorrow, the sign is the thing to look at is going to be the EMA's 4 and 8 support levels here. Notice how they've been holding on this entire run. If tomorrow it starts out the gate 0.8s, and those levels are holding again, and candles are forming above this middle Bollinger Band, PIP will continue to be in play. If you see a break below EMAs 4 and 8, that'll be your first signal the chart is cooling down. Once the middle Bollinger Band breaks, that in our minds, that's when the chart is broken. You need to get on the sidelines and look for a re-entry lower. Okay, so yeah, this is a big breakout. We're going to see if this is just a one-day move, if there's more behind this rally. There's giant volume behind it. Once again, notice look at the Bollinger Bands, how tight they were. You can barely even read this chart. The Bollinger Bands are so freaking tight. Look at how tight they were right before the breakout on Friday. That was your clue that this was setting up. You just didn't know when. That's why you want to watch these tight Bollinger Band charts, and then when you see a break above the upper Bollinger Band, that's your signal that it's ready to run. Notice the big volume spikes. Look at this. This is front loading. This is what it looks like when people are taking, positions before a big move. So is this more than just a one-day pump job, or is this going to be the start of something new? Only time will tell. This thing's breaking out to hitting levels it hasn't seen in many years, or I haven't looked that far back, but in the last 5 years it hasn't hit this level. Look at an all-time chart to see where this thing has been in the past, but this is going nuts. We'll see if this is sustainable or if it's going to pull back tomorrow. All right, thanks for viewing this chart. If you enjoy viewing this chart and you'd like to learn more about charts and technical analysis, check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com. Thank you.